All right, now we know a bit more. Florida Governor Rick DeSantis, thank you, paid for a private plane to basically charter 50 different passengers to a place called Martha's Vineyard, which is a very famous place for maybe more affluent, liberal individuals, such as Barack Obama and the Kennedys. He did this, as he says, as a way to bring attention to the immigration problem. The immigrants were unfortunately lied to, and I'm sure they feel used in a lot of ways. And that's what critics say too, is this was just a political tool using people as a weapon rather than treating them as normal individuals and humans with rights. So there's a big pushback against this, definitely dividing the lines between the left and the right of America. But even some people on the right are criticizing this as well. So yeah, that's basically the down low on what has happened with this little incident in the U.S. And this is not the first time. Many immigrants have been bussed around the nation for many different reasons without them wanting to, knowing about it, consenting to, or maybe they do and ride along. So there's a lot of immigration problems happening.
Yes, and I guess that if it was done as a political stunt and they were lied to, it does seem a bit like using people as pawns, as political pawns. You know, there's echoes of slavery, you know, a time when people were being used very literally. So I can see why this is controversial. And even though I'm not American, I think I've even heard the name Governor DeSantis in association with a number of very controversial actions.
Yeah, he's not well known for being a stable public figure in that way. Yeah, and I forgot to mention this, but the article did it as well. There is a class action lawsuit potentially happening against the governor himself and possibly even the state. We'll see. Those don't tend to turn out very well, so not a lot of hope there. Do you know why there are so many people trying to get out of Venezuela?
At this particular time, I don't know if there is any particular issue that is very current, but I did meet a Venezuelan immigrant family in England, but it was many years ago. This was in the late 1990s, and they had left due to fears of political persecution. I'm not quite familiar with the political parties, but the father of that family had been a member of a certain political party which was no longer in power, and they fled for fear of reprisals.
I see, 1990s. They might have America to thank for that switch. Maybe. That might have been a little bit earlier. I would have to look at my history book again. Yeah.
Yes. But I imagine, maybe that is not the same reason as today.
I mean, I've just heard about the constant money issues. Rising, out of control inflation, basically making money useless. Or was it deflation? Now I don't remember, but in any case, people can't buy stuff. Whatever is happening, they ain't buying stuff, so not very good for trying to get food.
Which is a shame, because the only other thing I know about Venezuela is about their beautiful waterfall. And I guess that their nature in general being fabulous. So.
Like the only thing I think about when someone says Venezuela, I just automatically pop up the nature scenes. Like they're beautiful there. I have never thought a negative thought about them. But apparently there's a lot of negativity happening.
Yes. Must be sad to have to leave your beautiful homeland because of because of human failure.
What about the Republicans? What about the Democrats? What do you guys think about both parties? Any impressions? Any thoughts? Since I do hail from the country of the Republicans and Democrats, I feel obligated to take this up a little bit. My gut reaction or gut impression is both of them are useless and destructive to America. There's obviously good things that both parties can do, but more obviously these days there are bad things that both parties are doing. And so, I can't say that I'm quite positive on either side, although there tends to be a party that does seemingly try harder to be good, to be a party that helps, to be a party that tries to bring everyone together. But these days, that is even disappearing. Yeah. So impressions of Republicans and Democrats, or what would my parents say? Republicrats and Democans, because they're trying to like switch the names together to say they're basically the same these days. It's not good impressions, and they're going to have to work pretty hard to bring back their image, especially after the past, decade.
Yeah. I guess, again, as an outsider, my actual knowledge of the policies of these two parties is not that great. But again, it does seem similar to British politics in the sense that it's less about policies and what are we going to do to help the country, and more about how effectively can we lie and make people believe we're going to do certain things and then not actually do those things and just do whatever the hell we want. And often that's bad. Yeah,
exactly. That basically is what happens in the end. But let's finish our game by reading that vocabulary and hopefully studying it a little bit too. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Expedited.
Expedited.
Affluent.
Affluent.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Class action suit.
Class action suit.
Chattel.
Chattel.